YouTube. What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be on 10 players that are skyrocketing up the rankings. Now, listen, you can use this list for waiver wire ads. So if I got a guy on here that's skyrocketing up the rankings and he's on the waivers, then maybe you should you should go pick the guy up. Or whatever you want to do with this. I think doing skyrocketing videos on Tuesday, I think is a good formula for y'all. Instead of just doing another waiver wire video. So guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel as you come in. This is cutting edge content. I said what I said. This is cutting edge content. So I'm gonna get through some of the members' questions first. I'm gonna get to the before I start my 10 guys that are skyrocketing up the rankings. I'm gonna read out. I'm gonna do some of y'all questions. All right. Okay, let's see here. Appreciate everybody being here. Okay, Big Wheel, I see you, bruh. What's up? What's going on with you? Guys, let me know. Put it in the comment section. Let me know what your record is. Let me know if you lost. Let me know what happened. If you won, let me know who is your #1 player. Put it in the comment section. I see you, Kenny. Okay, Big Wheel says, "What up, sir? Should I drop Tyrone Tracy for Justice Hill? Also, what should I do about Ferguson? Appreciate you as always. Always, bruh. At this point in time, if you can't move off, just keep losing this. Hold on, guys. All right. Oh, messages. Okay. Okay. Make sure everything is set right. Right. Okay. So yeah, bro, listen. At this point, Tyrone Tracy is a great stash, but sometimes if you don't have any room on your bench, you have to move on from the stash and go on and get the guy who's going to be relevant. Justice Hill is going to be relevant all throughout the season. Now, listen, he doesn't have a high ceiling because of Derrick Henry, but that's okay. 10 to 12 points every week can save you, especially if you got a great team like with good wide receivers and a good quarterback, then you're going to be fine. So, yes, Justice Hill is going to be a guy that you can start this coming up week if you need to. Tyrone Tracy, no, it's not going to be that for him. So, make sure you keep your eye on Tyrone Tracy. If that's the guy that you decide to drop, keep your eye on him. Make sure you watch what's going on with the Giants, and you can move on from him and play Justice Hill. I didn't have Justice Hill on my waiver wire video because I'm not going to do everybody. I used to try to go through everybody, and it made my videos bad. I'm just going to go through about 6 or 7 guys every week, depending on the week, and I'm going to give you a couple guys. But, yes, Justice Hill is the guy to pick up off waivers if you need him. He's a PPR satellite type back. As far as Ferguson, bruh, just going to have to take it day by day and go get you a tight end that you need. So, listen, if you're worried about Ferguson, matter of fact, let me look him up. Let me make sure let me see what his injury is before I tell you this. Let me go look at his injury history. All right. Okay, so what is it saying? Not ruled out for week 2. Ferguson hasn't been ruled out to play week 2 versus the Saints, despite being diagnosed with a MCL sprain. So it looks like he's probably gonna miss this week, bro. It's a bone bruise in the knee, so he probably gonna miss this week. So you're gonna have to move on. You're gonna have to make a move. So go pick up a guy. If you don't have a guy, go pick up. I will tell you Isaiah Likely, but that's probably you're not gonna probably be able to get him because he's probably gonna be the #1 guy off waivers. But yeah, you definitely gonna probably need a tight end. If you want to go to Schumacher, that's fine. But you know that does hyper target tight ends, so he could give Schumacher a lot of targets. He could give Schumacher a lot of targets. But it's a lot of good tight ends out there that's going to be on waivers. I believe that. All right, let me go back to here. I see you, Tron. What's up, bruh? Big Will says, I drafted Mason, so I don't need to scramble to waiver wire for him. Right. And that's what you're supposed to do. You can't get everybody, but when you got the guy, that's why I tell y'all to hold on to your guys, because you never know what's going to happen. I could say the same thing in week 11. So you got to hold on to certain guys, especially if you know they high priority guys if their starters go down, especially running backs. I always got running backs on my bench. See, Tron says, to me, it was a must to draft Mason if you drafted CMC package deal. Yeah, but not early. Earlier, it was all about CMC. Later, when he got a little bit of an injury and they was talking about it, that's when people started getting Mason. See. Siobhan says, how everyone doing? Yes, ma'am. Appreciate you being here. Tron says, I had Jaden Daniels, Tyreek, Cup, Barkley, and Monty go off for me. One big. That's what I'm talking about. And guys, I'm going to get to everybody else that's in the comment section as I go through my 10 players that's skyrocketing up the rankings. So everybody be patient. So I'm going to go through the members. If you are a member, I will get to your question. Other than that, I'm going to go through my 10 guys, and then after that, I'm going to go and I'm going to read out everybody else. So be patient as you come in. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This is cutting edge content. See, Big Will says 0 for 1 for both leagues, lost by 1 point. Both games get me a championship. Yes, sir. Damn. Okay, hey, be like that sometimes, man. That's a good week. You lose by 1, you can't help that. That's a good week. All right, so let's go. Let's talk about these players. The first player that I'm going to talk about that's moving up that's skyrocketing up the rankings that I am paying attention to, especially if I need a quarterback. This is a quarterback. This guy is Patty Cake, Baker's man. Roll him around, throw him in a pan. Patty Cake, Baker's man. Roll him around, throw him in a pan. Baker Mayfield. Yes, guys, I said what I said. Baker Mayfield. Listen, he has Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. When Mike Evans and Chris Godwin have made a lot of quarterbacks elite. Now, listen, Tom Brady was already elite, but Jameis Winston went for 5,000 with 38 touchdowns with 30 picks, right? Playing with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Baker Mayfield last year was a top 12 quarterback. This year, he's the #1 quarterback as in right now for week 1. So I've told a lot of people to squeeze. When you get Mike Evans, I want Chris Godwin. You see both of these guys went off. And a lot of you all, look, you know who you are. Why were you drafting 2 wide receivers on the same team? Why are you drafting 2 wide receivers on the same team? It's not going to work. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Water ain't going to work. They on the same team. Why would you do that? Why would you get Mike Evans then get Chris Godwin? I'm telling you, squeeze elite offenses and you're going to like the results that you get. If you squeeze organic oranges, you're going to like the orange juice that you drinking. It's going to come out all right. So I love Baker Mayfield for as a guy to listen. If he's on the waivers, you need to go get him. I don't care if you got Lamar Jackson. I don't care if you got Anthony Richardson. I don't care if you got Josh Allen. Don't let your teammates sit there and just pick up, go off the waivers and come back and hunt you down. Sometimes it don't matter the quality of the player. It's just the opportunity that he's going to get in fantasy to come hunt you down because they're going to be throwing the ball a lot in Tampa Bay. So stash Baker Mayfield. Stash Baker Mayfield no matter what. If you need a quarterback, you had Jordan Love, this is the guy that you need to go get. This is the guy you need to go get. All right, let's move on. The next guy is going to be the Lizard King, and it's Alan Lazard. Alan Lazard. So the reason why I like Alan Lazard, guys, I'm asking everybody in the chat right now. Who is the second wide receiver for the New York Jets? Tell me who it is. Is it Malachi Corley? Is it Mike Williams? To me, it's Alan Lazard. So I've been waiting up. That's a lot of y'all was talking about Malachi Court. I'm not playing that game. Like I said, I don't sit here and act like I know everything. I give myself a chance to go watch the game and see what's happening. Alan Lazard is the guy that I want. I know he has a relationship with Aaron Rodgers, so that's the guy I think you should be picking up. Now, listen, I'm not saying this is not a waiver wire video. This is guys that are skyrocketing up the rankings, but he's probably on the waivers. Now, is he my number one waiver guy? No. Let me see here. I seen something about neighbors. Let me see. Let me see what Kenny was talking about.
To add, just I don't need drop the touchdown. Only guy I can spare.
I can't do it.
Okay, and he says
neighbors.
Okay.
But yeah, guys, Alan Lazard, number 2 wide receiver for the Jets. Pick him up if you need a wide receiver. Don't pick him up to try to play matchups. Pick him up and know that if you need to play him, you can play him, but don't be trying to play him over guys that are starting just because they had a bad week. Like, don't try to play Alan Lazard over Brandon Ayuk because he's coming back from being out on a contract issue, right? Don't get cute with him, but just stash him. And as time goes on, you'll know if he's a true starter for you or not. I don't play that game. I don't pick up players and say, do I play DK Metcalf or do I play Jamar Chase? I don't do that. I don't do that in none of my leagues. I might have a few leagues where I might have to make a choice between Justice Hill or Zach Charbonnet or something, right? I'm not going to see him make decisions on top guys that are all good, and then you play the number 1 guy, then the other guy do better. Like Amon-Ra. I'm playing Amon-Ra. He didn't do the best this week, but that's fantasy. It was Jameson Williams. It ain't that Amon-Ra suck or something's going on. It's football. It happens. But you got to keep playing your guy because you believe in him. So let's move on to my third guy. Skyrocketing up the rankings. These guys are skyrocketing up the rankings. They're moving these guys up my rankings. The next guy is going to be Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams. Guys, I will get to everybody comment. I see new people in here. I see you, Dragon Heart. I see you, William Johnson. I will get to your comment. Just be patient. I see you, CHB. Yes, Jameson Williams. And now listen, Jameson Williams is one of my boom players that I talked about that you should be stashing this year. I probably got 1% of Jameson Williams. I was getting 2 other guys. But if he fell to me in a lot of best ball leagues and stuff, I took him. And like underdog, I took him in a couple leagues. Jameson Williams, guys, I told you, in order for this offense to take its next step, because that's where a lot of you fail at, you look at what it is. You don't look what it's becoming. When I look at the offense, I look what's becoming. I know what you're going to change up from year to year. You don't do the same thing. So if I had Derrick Henry for 5 years, I'm going to go out there and run I formation and run Derrick Henry 40 times again and don't draft a wide receiver? No, I'm going to transition my team each year to stay ahead of the defensive coordinators. So when it comes to Jameson Williams, they've been throwing, the Detroit Lions, they've been throwing the ball underneath to Amon-Ra and Laporta. Oh, what you don't know is coming is the deep ball from Jameson, where he's ready to go and progress and become the player that they drafted him to be. So that's the next step for this offense. So that's why Jameson Williams is going to have boom games. Don't think he's just going to outdo Amon-Ra every game or he's going to be a top 12 guy every game. He don't need to be that. He's just, when you play him, just know he got the upside to boom and do what he did. It's all about the opportunity. It's not about the results. It's about the opportunity. If a guy get 15 targets, but he only get 5 yards, I'm going to like the guy because he got 15 targets. And so they believe something about the guy, unless everybody's just hurt. Okay, so let's move on to another wide receiver. Another wide receiver that I like, guys, is Tyler Lockett. Now, listen, I haven't been reading out the stats, but let me read a couple stats out. So Tyler Lockett, guys, had 7 targets. He had more targets, if I'm not mistaken, than DK Metcalf and JSN combined. Tyler Lockett, we have been disrespecting this guy his whole career. This guy ain't going nowhere. This guy is on a level, he a fringe Hall of Famer if you look at his numbers. So Tyler Lockett is going to be there. And we was worried about his injury and all that. And I told this one guy, I said, man, you got to play Tyler Lockett. His name is Tyler Lockett. He did get a deal a year ago. He's still relevant. Veteran team would love to have Tyler Lockett. But he had 7 targets. He had 6 receptions for 77 yards. That's like a top 15 wide receiver. So, yes, I like Tyler Lockett if he's out there. Yes, if he's out there on your waivers, but he's skyrocketing up my rankings. He's passing a lot of guys that a lot of people won't believe that I think he's better than at this point in time. Like, I like Tyler Lockett over Chris Olave. I'm not saying Chris Olave sucks, but his team that he's on, he's not playing good. I see you, Harambe. What's up, bro? He's not playing well with the team that he's on. Tyler Lockett has been playing well with Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks for years, over 7, 8 years now. Okay, let's go back to Jameson. I'm gonna talk about his stats. Jameson had 9 targets, 5 receptions for 121 yards. 9 targets. That's good. We've been seeing Jameson get 3 targets last year. At the most, he got 9 targets this game. So his target is going to be above 5 or 6 every game. Alan Lazard had 9 targets, 6 receptions for 89 yards. And my other guy, Baker Mayfield, patty cake, Baker's man, he went 24 for 30, right? That's a great percentage. 24 for 30, 289 yards with 4 TDs. Okay, so let's move on. This next guy is a tight end. And he's from the Rams, especially with Puka being out for about 4 weeks. Kobe Parkinson. Now, I got to give CHB a lot of credit. He told me earlier this year, he was like, hey, man, Kobe Parkinson, that's my sleeper for the year. I was like, yeah, I don't want no tight end from that team. Well, actually, with Puka going down, Kobe looks good now. He's going to get some targets. So Kobe Parkinson had 5 targets, 4 receptions for 47 yards. I know you might say, what is that? That's tight end numbers, and that's good for a tight end. Tight ends had a bad week, but it's okay. It's tight ends.
It's tight ends. SoCal Jr.
What's up, bro? What's going on, SoCal? Guys, be patient. I will get to everybody comment. All right, let's move on. Let's just get quickly through this. I don't want to hold y'all up. All right, for another tight end, y'all know who this tight end is. It's Isaiah Likely, right? So far, I don't like to go off one and say, hey, that's your best tape. That ain't my best tape. I'm not gonna sit here. Appreciate the show, the shout out, bro. Hey, ain't no shout out. It's the facts. I don't tell no lies. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. Y'all might think I be capping. I don't cap. I'm gonna give credit where credit due. All I ask, and I know you don't got to do it, is give me some credit when credit is due. People, when I be on my players and I get chastised and then it happened, we just move on gracefully, right? Floating through the air, move on gracefully. But yeah, bro, you called out Kobe Parkinson. I don't forget nothing. But anyway, Isaiah Likely. Guys, I talked about, I didn't know that Isaiah Likely was going to get 12 targets, but I knew that they needed another wide receiver because I know the rookie, Devontae Walker, I think from Carolina, wasn't going to be the next guy and was going to move. I knew Rashad Bateman is kind of struggling, but he has an opportunity. They want to give him the opportunity. They gave him a new contract. They want him to be the guy. But Isaiah Likely has been the guy. Every time Mark Andrews went down, Isaiah Likely has had big games, even as a rookie. Now, what y'all was saying, well, Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. See, what I was saying is Mark Andrews is the tight end. Isaiah Likely is a hybrid. And if you want to sit here and say, well, they both hybrids, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Isaiah Likely going to be on the field no matter if Mark Andrews is out there. They play 2 different types of positions, right? Isaiah Likely can play tight end, but he also can line up at the wide receiver. Can you put Mark Andrews out there? You could, but that's not really his thing, right? Even though you don't even see Travis Kelce and Kyle Pitts out there as the #1 wide receiver. Isaiah Likely can go out there and play that type of role. Not saying that's where you want him every play, but he can play that role. So that's why I was on Isaiah Likely, and I know Lamar DM was going to pass the ball for 4,000 yards this year because they got Todd Munskin, right? So Isaiah Likely, 12 targets, 9 receptions, 111 yards. Going on, Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason's skyrocketing up the rankings. Why? Because this injury to CMC may linger the whole season. This calf tendonitis. A lot of people, I'm gonna tell y'all some shit that I did that people gave me flack for. And we're gonna see who in the comments takes ownership for that. Some of these guys. But I said that I'm not drafting CMC. Why are you not going to draft CMC? And he's been a #1 player because of this. I'm not saying, I was right, because I didn't wish him no injury. I don't give a damn if he had 85 points last week. I'm not drafting him. If I don't want him, I don't want him. And you will understand that as you play fantasy. I know some of y'all been playing fantasy longer than me, but what I'm trying to tell you is don't take everything just because of what you saw. Sometimes you got to be, you know what? This guy he's been playing good for 5 years. And they keep giving him the ball like 300 times a year. Knowing football, he could go down. So even if he great, I'm okay. I can still win a championship without drafting CMC. I won 5 championships out of 14 leagues last year. Went to the playoffs in 8 leagues. I didn't have CMC on not one team. I had Tyreek. So it's other guys that you can draft, and you can still have a star team and still win in your leagues. You don't have to. So I want y'all to put that in your mind sometimes. If you say you don't want Tyreek, I'm not going to get mad at you. Say, listen, TD, Tyreek is getting arrested. He's acting crazy. He's trying to fight. He's having a bunch of baby mamas. I think he could go down. I don't want that problem on my team. I understand that. I'm not going to say, you crazy. You're crazy. But if you come to me and like, man, I should have drafted Tyreek, then I'm going to get on you. But if you make your mind up, you don't want a guy, that's fine. That's called prerogative picking. I'm big on prerogative picking because fantasy is about prerogative. I don't want a team where everybody told me who to draft. I want to take a couple guys for myself, and I want y'all to do that too. So, Jordan Mason, you know, CMC, you can't rely on him. He's going to be injured probably all year. If I was San Francisco, I would hold out for probably, I will wait till about week 10.
I know you're like, what?
Week 10? Guys, you see what happened to Kevin Durant. Remember Kevin Durant in the finals? He okay. And he came back and he blew his whole Achilles out. He probably shouldn't even came back and played at all. CMC, he go out he popped that Achilles, he done. He gonna have to come back and play wide receiver. He's not gonna be the same player. Now listen, J.K. Dobbins is looking good, so who am I to know? I don't know, right? I'm just going off of what I've seen in the past. So I'm a prisoner of the moment too, right? CMC could pop that Achilles and come back next year and ball out. But to me, I'm taking it safe. I thought they brought Puka Nacua back too soon. I'm not bringing Puka Nacua back unless he can jump on that one leg and hop over things with that one leg. Until he's 100%, I'm not bringing him back. I'm not bringing back my star players until they 100%, especially if I think I can win. I understand this is a professional game. So Jordan Mason, guys, he's going to be getting the workloads the whole season, at least about 10 to 12 carries every single game. So Jordan Mason's the guy. So go pick him up if he's on waivers. If you want him to be your number one waiver priority, I'm okay with that. But he's also skyrocketing up my rankings no matter what happens, even if CMC comes back next week. All right, moving on, guys. I got 3 more guys to go. J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins. Now, listen, this is the one that people told me about J.K. Dobbins. A lot of y'all, and I listen. I know who you were. Good job, guys. I wasn't on J.K. Dobbins because I wasn't taking no running back with no Achilles injury. But he looks like he's going to be okay. The ones that was on J.K. Dobbins, you deserve it. You made that call. Hey, I saw it. I was wrong. I'm not above reproach. I'm not going to be right on everything. I enjoy not being right because I learned. So J.K. Dobbins, guys, with 10 attempts, look good. He looked like the old J.K. Dobbins, like 80% of the old J.K. Dobbins. We know what J.K. could be, but he's just been injured the last 3 years. So he had 10 attempts, 135 yards and 1 TD. And going real quick, going back to Jordan Mason had 28 attempts for 147 yards and 1 TD.
And 1 TD.
So that's great. That's a CMC game. But yeah, J.K. Dobbins, 10 attempts, 135 yards, 1 TD. Guys, make sure you pick up, if you see J.K. Dobbins, you pick him up. He's probably the most explosive running back on his team. Now listen, is he going to have this every week? No, Gus Edwards still going to get goal line carries, but he only got a chance to do this for about 3 more weeks. If he can't do nothing in 3 weeks, they're going to move on and give it all to J.K. Coach don't care. They'll pay you, but if you ain't getting it done, they'll move on from you like they did with Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders was the starter. He fumbled a couple times. They got him out of there and put Chuba in there. So it's the same thing with J.K. J.K. is going to be getting about 14, 15 carries. And if Gus Edwards is not looking good on the goal line, he can't punch the ball in, they're going to give it to J.K. And maybe bring in the rookie that they drafted. All right, let's go on to my other guy. Tony Pollard. That's another guy that I wasn't on. I thought Tajay Spears was going to take over the backfield. It doesn't look like that now. It looks like Tony Pollard is back to a little bit of Tony Pollard in Dallas when he was balling. So Tajay might have to play second fiddle. So guys who picked up Tony Pollard, great job. I didn't advise none of my guys to pick up Tony Pollard. But if you did anyway, good job. It looks like he's going to be the best guy and he's going to get majority of the touches. This offense looks garbage, though. And I'm not going to want to pat myself on the back, but I know Calvin really is a great route runner. He's a good wide receiver. I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer guy, but he's very, very good. I haven't wanted to touch him because I think when he came back off of that, when he got suspended, he just haven't looked quite the same. And I just think drafting him to be your number one guy is very scary. Now, if you got him as a number 3 wide receiver, I think you're going to be okay. But Will Levis didn't look that good. This offense really didn't look that good outside of Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard had 16 attempts for 82 yards and 1 TD. So that's the guy, he's skyrocketing up my rankings. I like him. He looked good. I gotta give credit where credit is due. All right, last guy is going to be Sam Darnold. Yes, guys, Sam Darnold. Listen, this is what I always tell you. Where Daniel Jones is at, Sam Darnold was there 5 years ago for the Jets. Everybody said he's hearing footsteps and he sucks. I know sports, and I know it from, I don't know it from a professional level because I didn't play it, but I know it from when I'm like watching the game and assessing like a scout. Now, playing the game, I played the game in high school and I played a little bit in Division III, right? Because I waited 4 or 5 years before I went back to play football. And what I know is it's not how. A lot of players are good, but they ain't in the right system and they don't have anybody believing in them. Now that Sam Darnold, they listen, you the starter. Ain't nobody coming in for you, Sam. We got you. Let's go. Sam looks like a whole different quarterback. That's why I don't say, guys, you want to know what TD, why you don't say they suck? You can say they suck as your opinion. Why I'm going to say they suck and I can't even throw the ball 15, 20 yards? I'm not saying no guy suck and I can't throw the ball 15, 20. I can't throw the ball better than Sam Darnold, but you want to say he sucked. Can you beat him up? Yeah, it might be some guys in here to work out every day. You might could go around with them. So I don't like saying guys suck. And also, they don't suck. They just been put in bad situations. Let me ask you something. If you take Sam Darnold, if you take Sam Darnold and you put him on Kansas City and let him be the starter, this guy winning 13 games a season, 10, 11 games a season. That's why you take Pat Mahomes, you put him on the Jets where Zach Wilson was drafted. Pat Mahomes is a guy that got a big arm, but he ain't accurate. You see how it's all about coaching narrative. So Sam Darnold looks good now. So Sam Darnold went 19 for 24, 208 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 touchdown. Now, is that a great game? No, but it's good. It's good enough to go win the game. That's all they're asking Sam to do. He's a bridge quarterback to get us into next year. So I'm not going to say he's going to do this for the rest of the year. I don't think he will. But he's solid. Sometimes you got to just take a guy for what he's worth. He might be worth only 3 good games. That's okay. It's okay. That's okay. Don't spend all your waiver wire priority on him. Some like the guys that I mentioned, if they on waivers, like likely, I think it's a tight end. He's safe. You could go hard at him. Don't spend everything, but you can go hard at likely. Jameson Williams, I feel okay about him. I wouldn't spend everything, but I'm okay with him. So that's just a couple guys that I'm okay with. Like I believe that they're gonna be solid for you for the rest of the year. Some of these guys, I probably won't mention them. That's on this list. I might not mention them no more. That's how fantasy football works. All right. So let's get to the questions, guys. I appreciate everybody being patient. Let's go. Let's go. All right, we got a lot of questions in here, too. Got a lot of questions in here. That's what I like. I appreciate everybody being in here. Kenny 49er said CMC could have played yesterday. It was precautionary. Right. But precautionary means something, right? They know if it was just precautionary, why just play him? Nobody's gonna say precautionary if they don't got anything wrong with him. So just knowing that CMC got something where it's bothering him, kind of like makes you a little bit nervous, and that's okay. I'm not saying CMC gonna suck. CMC when he gets on the field, he could be the number 1 player. But you want to have Jordan Mason. If you got CMC, you want to have him, and if you don't got CMC, you still need to have Jordan Mason on your team. He's going to have some legit games. Siobhan says, how everyone do? Yes, I did. I'll show y'all my teams if I got time, but let's just say I'm in 16 leagues. I probably won in 10 or 11 of them. A few of them I lost by like a point or 2. I had Amon-Ra St. Brown in those leagues. I probably lost like 10 points. Kenny said the Jets are not scaring anyone. No, they're not. The defense is good. But just Aaron Rodgers, just hyper-targeting Gary Wilson and handing off the breach every now and then, that's not going to win you a lot of games. They're going to have to figure out something. They're going to have to – Alan Lazard are going to have to break out. Jaden, what's up, Jaden? What's up, bruh? Glad to see you here. Kitty 49 says, I started Caleb instead of Jaden Daniels, and I knew it was wrong when I did it. I don't see it quite like that. What's going on, Arthur? I see you. Bro, it was week 1. What are you supposed to do? Be perfect? Listen, guys, I'm going to go ahead and tell you here. I don't play fantasy football that way. Like if you do something dumb, like if you sit CMC, say you CMC is healthy, you sit CMC and you play Zach Charbonnet, that's dumb. Sitting you playing Caleb Williams when he's drafted #1 overall and what he did in preseason, and you sit Jaden because you want to capture if Caleb go for 300 yards, now you know. So you're not going to make that same mistake. To say you knew it, don't play that. I think, man, that's stressful fantasy football. You may disagree with me, Kenny. I think that's very stressful football because you are waiting for somebody to outdo somebody, and you're going to say you should have did it. Every time somebody that you don't make the decision, you're gonna say you should have did it. You should just make the decision. And I'm so when the decisions that I make, I'm living with it. I'm good. I don't care what happens. I don't care what happens. And that's how I think y'all should play football. That's just my opinion. Kenny says to add Justice Hill, I need to drop Ty Chandler. Only guy I can spare. I can't do it. I understand because Todd Chandler got a premium role. If anything happens to Aaron Jones, Todd Chandler getting out there playing. So I understand. It's tough. Sometimes you don't want to, like, I'm a whole pack on a couple teams. I'm not going to do any waiver wire ads because I'm not dropping none of my guys. I believe in the guys that I got. Tron says, I had Jaden Daniels, Tyreek Cup, Barkley, Monty go off for me one big. Yes, sir. Siobhan says, hit the like button.
Kansas is
Beta says, I just traded Pacheco and Mike Evans for Cooper Kupp and Jahmyr Gibbs. Did I win or lose the trade? You traded Pacheco and Mike Evans for Cooper Kupp and Jahmyr Gibbs?
I think you won the trade.
I think it's a good trade. I'm going to give that trade a B+. That's a good trade. You got Cooper Kupp, who's getting 16 targets. 16 targets. With Puka Nacua out for 4 weeks, that's a whole quadrant that you're going to have the top 3 wide receiver. Then you got Jahmyr Gibbs, who's coming back, who looks stupid explosive. So I think that's a good move. And you got rid of a Mike Evans, who's the 30-year-old wide receiver who's only going to trend down because of his age. I don't think he's going to be able to keep this type of game trend up every single week, all the way throughout week 17. Pacheco, who's very volatile, depends on if he get a goal line touchdown or not. I think you made a great trade. Good job, Kansas. Appreciate you being here. Hit the like button if you're new, bro. CHB in the building. He says, Miami stack went off. Yes, sir. Kenny says, Devontae Smith and AJ worked for me. Yes, that's that stacked. That's what I'm telling y'all. I got 5 teams that I said play 2 wide receivers on, and everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people said I was crazy for saying that. They're not picking the same wide receiver on the same team. Okay. Look, I'm looking for you now. And y'all want to know why I talk about that? Because a lot of y'all say what I'm doing is crazy. Everything has got to be crazy. It can't be, oh, okay, well, TD, we're going to see. We're going to see. That's what I say to anybody. The dude say, I'm going to jump over the world. I said, well, look, I'm going to see, man. I ain't going to sit there and say you can't do it. I'm going to say, well, I'm going to see. Oaks, what's up, Oaks? He says, hey, man, what type of wide receiver can I get from Drake London and Tyler Lockett package? Maybe Malik Neighbors right now. And he said Neighbors. Okay. Good job, Kenny. Well, we agreed on that. I see that. I was like, well, I wonder why you had put Neighbors out there. Yes. I would say Malik Neighbors because he's trending down, but he's a buy low candidate. Let's see. William Johnson, what's up, William? Appreciate you being here, man. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get the likes up, guys. We got 60 people in the chat. We only got 24 likes. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Kenny 49er says Mike Williams. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by Mike Williams, man, but I don't know what he's going to be doing. I mean, that knee injury, I don't know. It's Mike Williams, but I can see Lazard. Yeah, I think Lazard is, okay, he was talking about the number 2 wide receiver. Lazard is the number 2 to me, as in this week. Williams says exactly, play the Green Bay with him comfortable, right? Kenny said whoever open. I can see that too. Whoever's getting open, but I think he was trying to make sure he got Lazard the ball with all the targets he had. Lazard had 9 targets. Brandon Van, what's up, bro? He said, should I pick up Likely if I have Andrews? Yes. Yes. But I don't think you should be making a decision. I think you need to play both of them. If you do that, man, play both of them. You need to get Likely on the field. You have to play Likely this week, next week. But I don't think you should be benching Andrews. Andrews can still play. So if you don't have the stomach to play both, that's okay. I understand that. Me, I would try to play both. I think both of these guys are going to be a big part of this offense. Andrews is going to be a touchdown guy. So he going to give you a floor about 10 to 12 points. He might get 2 touchdowns, about 30 yards, maybe even more, a little bit more yards. Likely going to have the yards. Likely could lead this team in receiving. He could be the number 1 guy.
If they do the meme, like,
I don't know, man. Looks like it.
Kenny says, I
Start the same guys every night unless it's their Bob. Right, Kenny. Facts. Dragon the Heart says Likely or Dobbins number 1. It depends on what you need. I still say Likely is the number 1, no matter what. But Dobbins is definitely the number 1 running back that I probably would take a chance on. I see you, Slick Rick. I see you.
Dragon said
Jameson League winner. He could be. So it's several league winners out there. We got Alec Pierce. We got Rashid Shaheed. It's a couple guys out there. We gotta wait on a weekly basis. We gotta see what Jameson gonna do again. Mark, what's up, Mark? He says TD. Saquon got me 20 points, 30 points. Hey, I told people about Saquon. I'm patting myself on the back on that one. If I don't pat myself on the back, who gonna do it? So I gotta pat myself on the back. I'm learning that as in life, that I gotta pat myself on the back sometimes, because I can't expect other people to do it. But he says Saquon got me 20 point, 30 point short bus. Maybe 40 points next week, right? I said Saquon had a chance to be the number 1 RB. I was taking him over Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry, every single time. It was only 2 running backs that I was taking over Saquon, and that was Breach and Bijan and CMC. 3 guys. Mark says Jameson was a nice deal ADP wise, right? Maybe one of the best so far. Man, I don't know, Likely. I don't know, maybe he picked up Likely off waivers or drafted him at the end. But it's between Jameson and Likely as in week 1.
Dragonheart says
Detroit is set with 2 running backs in St. Brown and LaPorta. Now they have the deep ball. Lions are complete now. Other than that defense, they still need to work on a little bit on the defense, but the defense is much better. So you're right. Siobhan says, TD, I won my first matchup in week 1, and I'm in first place in the league, and I got 146 points. Who on that team, Siobhan? Let me know who on that team. Williams says, I picked up Mason last night before the game. Me too. And won by 2.5 points. Had CMC and needed about 21 to 22 points. Good job, William. Great job. Way to be fearless. Big Orange Grizz, what's up, bro? Big Orange Grizz says Lockett has been a top wide receiver every year. Facts.
These lights be having me
hot, guys. It's hot. I got all these lights in the backdrop. Dragonheart says, what up with all the kickers all putting up 20 points? I don't know, man. Hey, it's fantasy football. It's football. It happens. Appreciate you being here, Dragonheart. Harambe, what's up, bro? Salute. Harambe, guys, we played in the best ball league. He beat me. I think I had the fourth highest scoring. I had AR. He had Jalen Hurts. I think it was like 450 to, I see you conscious, 450 to like 420. Like he had a big week in best ball. Good job, Harambe. Sharon says, I agree, Detroit is fire. SoCal Jr., what's up, bruh? He says, Kobe getting the respect. Come on. Yep, Kobe getting the respect. CHB says, appreciate the shout out. Yes, sir, bruh. SoCal says, does Likely take Andrew's spot or they both getting even shares? So I wouldn't say it's even shares. Likely is his own player. He's playing a wide receiver hybrid role. He's going to be out there like 90% of the snaps. Mark Andrews will come in and get more snaps and more targets at the pure tight end position. Likely a tight end hybrid wide receiver. He's going to get more snaps than Mark Andrews for the rest of his career. So Likely going to be out there all the time. Joey, what's up, bruh? I see you. CHB says, I give you all the credit for me ideal of going all in the Miami stack or Ram stack. Appreciate it, bro. Yes, sir.
Oh, Rami says,
Do I drop St. Brown? I'm not even going to, hey, you trolling. Hey, guys, block Harambe. I'm just playing. Don't do that because I know some of you can actually do that. Don't do that. He trolling.
I know
You just kidding. I see that now. You said just kidding. Dragon says Andrews likely, Gronk and Hernandez. Yeah, I see somebody put that in there. You can say that. Yeah. You know what? That's kind of You know what? I ain't really thought about it, but likely is kind of like Hernandez. He can do different things. He's a hybrid, and Gronk was a kind of a hybrid because he's so good, but he played the inline. Man, you know what? That's a great comparison. That's a great tomato. Great job, Dragonheart. That they are very similar. A little different. Hernandez could run the ball. Likely he's not like a running back, but yeah, that's a great comparison. So guy says he did line up a ton at the wide receiver spot, right? Especially in the red zone, right? And then when he caught that last pass, even though it wasn't completed, he's the starting wide receiver now. I'm telling you, he's gonna probably lead that team in targets. Unless Bateman come on strong, and I still think he's gonna do it. I see you, Carson Hicks. Yeah, he ain't panicking, Siobhan. Siobhan says, don't panic, Karami. St. Brown will bounce back. Joey says, if they had size at wide receiver, you preaching, Joey. You preaching. They probably don't use him like a hybrid. Likely is fire. Right. Facts. Facts, bruh. You preaching. Harami says, I know, Siobhan. I'm just bitter. Dragonheart says, the year of handcuffs, the year of full handcuffs, right? Or squeezing opportunities. Hey, it's always about that, man, the backup running back, man. That's what fantasy football has been since I've been playing it, and I've been playing it for about 4 to 5 years now. Been scouting it for over 25 years, maybe even longer.
hit the like button, folks.
Let's get the likes up. Kenny says, I still took CMC. It's early. He's dealt with the same injury for years. Facts. That's why I said I'm not going to sit here and say CMC sucking. If you draft the CMC, you're going to lose. You probably going to win a championship if you still draft the CMC. I admit that. CMC is a Hall of Famer. I'm just not taking him because I like Tyreek Hill, and he's going at the 1-2, 1-3. So that's the only reason. I'm not going to sit here and say and put CMC down just because I don't want to draft him. I don't play fantasy that way, and I don't talk shit about players that way. I address them when they play bad, but I don't sit there and say, that guy sucks just because I just want to say that. It's one guy, he makes great content. His channel's blowing up. Y'all know who he is. He kills CMC. I respect him for standing on 10 toes down on it, but I'm not saying that. I'm not talking about CMC. He gonna get an injury. I just can't. I can't do that. But I respect him for being who he is.
Too rich.
What's up, bruh? He says, I just got offered Pittman and Flowers for Godwin and Lloyd. Yes, I'm taking that. I'm taking Pittman and Flowers for Godwin and Lloyd because that's Marshawn Love. What you doing? Also got offered Marv and Bucky for Debo and Godwin. Now, I'm not taking Marv and Bucky for Debo and Godwin. I'm keeping Debo and Godwin for that one. But I do like Pittman and Flowers over Godwin and Lloyd. Joey says Baker looks super comfortable this season. Yes. His first game, but he did look comfortable. Got to give him credit for that. Kenny says high in scoring offense. Okay. Brandon says, what up, bro? Do I drop Marshawn Lloyd or keep holding?
It depends on what you need.
If you good, you don't need no waiver wire addition, then hold on to him. Don't drop him. Unless you need somebody like a Likely to make your team better and you're going to start Likely right away, then you move on. But other than that, keep holding on. You don't drop players. It's just week 1. Don't drop them. Nino says, wanted to flip neighbors before things got ugly in New York Giants. Got DJ Moore for him straight up. What do you think? I don't like it, bro. I'm going to be honest. Listen, but that doesn't mean that you probably killed it. I'm not trying to be facetious and say that. I really mean that. You probably killed it. I'm not getting rid of no Malik Neighbors. I'm not. I think he's only going to get better. Daniel Jones knows he needs the ball. Brian Daboll knows he needs the ball. Malik Neighbors wants the ball. I'm holding on to that. I love that, especially for the quadrants later. Even if he struggled a couple more weeks like that, I'm okay with it. But you're going to get DJ Moore, who quarterback didn't look good at all. Maybe not as bad as Daniel, but he still didn't look great, and he's a rookie. I wouldn't have done it. That's just my true opinion. I'm gonna keep it real with you. But listen, that doesn't mean shit. What I'm saying don't mean nothing. That's just my opinion. We all got opinions on this. Now, I do consider myself an expert, but I'm not gonna consider my opinions better than your opinions. It's some things that I might say, nah, man, I'm right on this, but some things I'm not gonna do that on. In your opinion, you could hit. Joy says, if I'm going down, I'm going with my players I wanted on my team. Facts, Joy. Facts. Dragonheart says, when Baker unlocks Cade Otton, they'll be complete. You think he can unlock him? Because I played him, man. He didn't do good in one of my leagues. Check your socks. What's up, bro? Glad to see you here. Cutting edge content here. Hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel. He says, from Mark for likely. I don't know what you mean there, but likely is the better player. Odd and super underrated. I think so too, but I just need to see him get some targets. Siobhan says, at top, Rich Debo guy, we're all good players. Okay, yeah, we did that one. Big C, what's up, bruh? Oh, he said drop Mark for likely. No, check your socks. Don't drop Mark for likely. Try to pick up both. Keep both. Don't drop Mark. Do not drop no Mark Andrews. Don't drop him. He's going to be okay. He's going to have some 2-touchdown games. Big C says, give Dobbins a few weeks. He's been injured his whole career. I agree with that. Now, the way he looked last game, I'm willing to wait on that, and I think he's going to be okay. I got to give guys the credit that talked about JK, because God knows I didn't say JK was going to do nothing. I didn't talk down on him, but I said I'm not drafting a guy with no injuries. And that's why I missed out on him. I'm willing to go down with my ship. Dragonheart says they unlocked Jalen McMillan week 1 and Bucky. Ian Taylor says lost love. What's a decent bid? Fields with $100 fab. Shit, you don't know when Russell last name Wilson is coming back. I would say $7 to $8, maybe $5 to $7. $5 to $7. I don't know if Fields the best quarterback, but if you ain't got no backup plan, if you don't get Fields, you ain't got no backup plan, then I would tell you to go like $25. But if you got a backup plan and you're gonna be okay if you don't get Fields, then I would say $7, man, because that's just what he's worth right now. Like, I don't want you to spend a bunch of fab and then he's not even a full-time starter. But I would say $7. But if you don't got no backup plan, then you have to spend like $20-some to make sure you get him.
Now, don't drop Mark
For likely. Hold on to both. Joey says, I'm still not on JK. Laugh out loud. I feel you. I respect that. I got to give some respect, dude. If he's out there on any of my waivers, I'm stashing him. Hubbo loves JK. Fire Rap. Appreciate you being here, bruh. It looks like it. It looks like he's gonna probably take over the road, even though he only had 10 carries. It looks like he looks like the better running back. Justin says, would you drop Ferguson for Taysom Hill or Rams tight end? I'm not dropping Ferguson. I'm gonna hold on to him if I can. And I'm not ready to get Taysom Hill quite yet for him. But I would not drop him for neither one of those guys. But which guy would I rather pick up, Taysom Hill or Rams tight end? I say the Rams tight end. I'd rather pick up the Rams tight end at this point. Week 1, it was Taysom Hill. At this point, I'm going with Rams tight end with Parkinson because of Puka being out. B Growing, what's up, bruh? I don't know what the hell
happened.
Big Growing says pick up likely or Rams tight end with Puka out. I punted tight end currently and have Hunt Henry. You got to go with likely. You got the perfect team for likely. You got to go get likely because likely gonna make your team a champion because you waited late. That's what he is for. So go get likely, bruh. Go get likely. And if you don't get likely, then you can get the Rams tight end.
but definitely likely.
Joey disagrees. I respect that. He says Rams tight end.
Fire Rat says
Levis kills that team. Yeah, I agree. I don't know how long he's gonna be the starter. B Growing says, I got King Henry. Would you drop Trey Benson for Justice Hill for a handcuff?
if you're gonna start Justice
Hill, if you're gonna just make that trade and you're not gonna start Justice Hill, I wouldn't do it. I will hold on to Trey Benson because we know that Connor's never played an 18-game season. So I will hold on to the trade for that. But if you need somebody to start, then you need to go ahead and do what you got to do and start Justice Hill at your RB2 position because you need a starter. But don't be picking up no Justice Hill just to say, I got Justice Hill. Look at him on my bench. You see what he did? He's not going to do anything for you. The better stash is Trey because if Connor go down, Trey going to get a nice workload. More than what Justice is going to get.
So hopefully that makes sense.
Fire says Kevin O'Connor is good for Darnold, right? Kevin O'Connor is good for Darnold. He's good with a lot of quarterbacks. He played those backup quarterbacks played good when Kirk Cousins went down last year. E11, what's going on, bro? He says to me, Sam Darnold could be last year's Baker Mayfield. Mayfield and likely are my most drafted bench players last year and this year. Okay, you killing it, E111. Dragonheart says Hill is a must handcuff. Elite offense, right. King Yosef, he says, I feel like Jameson is great to have on the bench. I agree too, in case you need to play him. E111 says, let CMC get healthy is the smart way to go. Facts. Dragonheart says, Jordan Mason handcuff. Isaac Garendo also. I do like Isaac, but Jordan Mason looks so good. I don't think Isaac gonna really get a shot.
The one and only
Arthur Myers. What's up, bro? Glad to see you here. Always supporting. Appreciate you. That's a Phenom crew member right there.
Ethan says,
I had a 6% chance of winning down by 49, and I hit the 49ers D, Moody, and Mason, and I won by 7. Way to go, Ethan. I'm not surprised. You're very, very savvy. E111 says, Rodgers been watched since 3 years ago. He already had his last hurrah with Green Bay. Get Baker or Sam.
King Yosef says, what
you think about Harrison Jr. and Drake London? I didn't take any Harrison Jr. because I think it's gonna take a while for him to get going. And I think he will get going, but I think it could be in the third quadrant. So I haven't took a lot of Harrison Jr. Or I didn't take a lot of Drake London because I was worried about Kirk Cousins. And you see, he can't even plant off his back leg. So that's why I didn't take Kirk Cousins either. Drake London either. No, I didn't take I love Kyle Pitts for the last 2 or 3 years. I didn't take him either. I got him on a couple of dynasty teams. Tron says, would you trade Lockett for McLaurin to play at the flex? Yes, I would trade Lockett for McLaurin. Hell yeah, I would do that. Jaden Daniels is my quarterback. Yes, sir. Do that, bro. I also have JSN, but he laid an egg week 1. My other wide receivers are Tyreek, Kupp, and Jacoby. Yes, I would go get McLaurin. I would trade Lockett for McLaurin. I think you killing it. That's an A trade to me.
That's just my opinion. TM42.
What's up, bro? He says, thoughts on Gus. Is he a holdover guys like Bigsby and Ty Chandler? No, he's actually is a guy that you can play immediately. He's getting the goal line touches, but I don't know if he's going to score. If he don't get better in the next 2 weeks, then going to take over. That's JK. JK going to get 10 to 12 carries next week.
But as he gets more familiar
with the team and shows that he's better off the injury, they're going to give him more of a workload if Gus don't start balling. So I think Gus, you can start Gus as a flex play or an RB2. I wouldn't say he's a holdover, but he just a semi-starter. Don says, appreciate your input on Sunday, TD. Ford has way into a decent fantasy day for me. Good shit. Yeah. And bro, I don't know. Listen, I'm not going to be right on all these stars and sits, bro. I just told you what I would do. I'm starting Ford while Nick Chubb is out. I'm going to start him every week.
Ethan says, I traded
Zay Purdy And the 49ers D, I received Devontae, Connor, and the Ravens D. Do you think I won? You get Devontae. Outside of Zay, I think it's a good move. I like Zay, but you getting Devontae, who's going to be good. He's going to be solid for you. Connor is a top 5 RB. Ravens D is going to be a top 5 defense mostly every week. Do you think I won? Yes, I do think you won slightly. Zay, man, is that man. I like Zay, but you still got a better trade with the Devontae and Connor side. I did the trade because I love James Conner upside. He did it because he panicked on Caleb Williams and he wanted quarterback. Right. Yeah. I wouldn't want no Purdy. I think you won the trade. Don says, I have McBride and I'm still going after Likely because I think you can still throw Likely in the flex in this offense. Facts, Don. That's what he is. He's not just a tight end. He actually is a flex play. I agree. That's why I'm telling people to hold on to Mark and Likely. Facts. My subscribers are very, very intelligent. I don't try to be smarter than my subscribers. I just ask us all to be accountable and be for real, right? And I got that. That's a lot. You see a lot of guys on my channel there and females that are very, very accountable, very, very knowledgeable. Brandon says, thanks, bro. Love the knowledge. Thank you. Slick Rick. This guy knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. Me and him be going at it in the chat. He says, nah, man, Kansas City always shuts down Andrews. That's fine. I'm still playing him like if that's the type of team that I got. I'm not going to have Andrews on my team and not playing him. That's just how I see it. I don't draft Tyreek. I'm not saying that Tyreek is the same, but let's say Tyreek years ago or Tyreek and he's coming off an injury. I'm going to play him regardless. That's how I play. Kind of like a guy said, I'm going to play my guys unless they got bye weeks. That's just how I see it. But it's several ways to play fantasy. You can make matchup starts and sits, and you can win that way. Me, I don't do it. I'm starting my studs no matter who they playing. Slick Ray says, I took Barkley in the first, reached so hard for him that my arm is still hurting. Right. Conscious Machine, what's up, bro? Harami said it was a great match, TD. Yes, it was. Yes, it was, bro. You got a great team. I boomed, but I couldn't out-boom your team. Your team boomed, too. The one-stop trader says, I busted out 151 bang. Okay. Bang, bang, bang. Good job. Appreciate everybody being here, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Tron says, lost Njoku. Should I trade Lockett for JSN for Dalton Kincaid? Now, man, listen, I'm nervous about Dalton Kincaid. Not saying he going to suck. I don't know, so I'm not going to tell anybody to trade anybody for Dalton Kincaid. I think you need to wait a little bit. I know this is a buy low opportunity. If you had plenty of players on your team and you didn't need a player and you was getting Dalton, I would say yeah, but I'm not sure what he's going to be. I'm not sure, man, especially with Josh Allen being him. Josh Allen will take over a game. Should I trade Lockett for JSN? Or should I trade Lockett or JSN for Dalton Kincaid? No. I'm gonna say no. For what you gave me, I'm gonna say no. Ed Tate says, what do I do with Zamir? You know what? Sometimes we buy a lemon. I bought a lemon a lot. I had probably about 40% of Zamir White on my team. And it might be a lemon. And sometimes you just got to go down and take the losses and keep it moving, man. There's nothing that you can do with him. Don't drop him right now. Wait at least about 4 weeks, 5 weeks. And he might come back around and start getting the workload. But right now, do not give nobody Zamir White. So do not drop him right now. You cannot drop him for the first 4 weeks. After 4 weeks and he don't do anything, if you got to move on, do it. But always be careful about dropping these type of guys who had plenty of opportunity, and you drop him, and now you have to play against that guy in the playoffs, and they got Zamir when he's booming. You don't want to be that guy. So be careful about dropping him, but hold on for 4 weeks at least. Ricky A.A. He says, what you think about Hollywood Brown? Probably heard this question. No, Hollywood Brown, man, only thing I know is he hurt. He's coming back soon. Please let me know what's going on. Please let me know what's going on. But when he come back, he's going to be part of a great offense. So let me know if I missed something. Conscious Machine says, man, I can't get over how right TD was about Likely. I admit, I think a league mate watches you. I swear he started Likely and nailed it. Right. Maybe he does.
Or maybe he just played the
Process of elimination and said, you know what? Likely gonna get some targets. I'm gonna play them out there. I don't got nobody else. Revan, what's up, brother? Excuse me if I killed your name, but appreciate you being here. He says, should I swap Christian Watson for Lazard on waivers? No, but pick up Lazard. And if Christian Watson's your weakest guy, I'm gonna say no. But if that's what you have to do, you need to get Lazard on your team. If Christian Watson is starting, I would start Lazard over Christian Watson with a backup like Malik Willis. Malik Willis. So, don't drop Christian Watson. Not now. I think you should be holding on to guys like that for 4 weeks. For 4 weeks until we know. At least until Jordan Love come back, maybe. Because if you don't want to play against this guy when Jordan Love come back and Jordan Love start hyper-targeting the guy. So I would say try to drop somebody else and pick up Alan Lazard. Aqua, what's up? He says, should I trade Pickens and Diggs for Jonathan Taylor? Yes.
No.
Let me hold up. I have Harrison Jr., Reed, and Keenan Allen. No, you can't do it. I'm not high on Harrison Jr. being a top 5 wide receiver. Reed is gonna be boom. He's boom bust. He's a great boom bust player. And then Keenan Allen is like he's playing with a rookie quarterback. Now you need Pickens and Diggs.
You need Pickens and Diggs. I say hold on to him.
Carter says Alexander Madison over Lazard. No, I listen. Alexander Madison gonna have to make a believer out of me for multiple weeks. I'm not going to Alexander Madison yet. I'm not going to him yet. Unless I'm in a deep 16-team league and I need a running back, then yeah. But other than that, I'm not going to the Alexander Madison, not yet. So if I miss the window, I'm okay with it. I just want to let you know what's going on. Like, if you want him, then yeah, this is the window to get him. I'm not on him. I mean, he could pull a Zach Moss. Remember, nobody was on Zach Moss. All of a sudden, he was a top 5 RB for 5-6 weeks with Colts. So could Alexander Madison be the guy? He could. I need to see it first.
I see you, Kenny.
Conscience says, I always lose the first 2 weeks. I draft for the 3rd and 4th quadrant like TD says. Yes. I got starters, Mahomes, Hall, A-Chain, Rice, Devontae Smith, Monty in the flex, Kyle Pitts, Vikings D, and Bates, Lions kicker. So you got Mahomes, Hall had a good game, A-Chain and Rice balled out, and Devontae Smith. Monty had a good game. You got a good squad. Siobhan. Kenny says Isaiah Likely or Hunter Henry. Isaiah Likely all day. That's easy. Taco says, offer me Jonathan Taylor for ETN and Waddle. No. I'm keeping ETN and Waddle.
I'm
keeping Jonathan Taylor. I'm keeping ETN and Waddle.
We got a
super chat. Elias, what's up, bro? Long time no see. He said, what up, bro? How you been? I've been good, man. Just grinding, trying to grow this channel, bro. Yes, sir. Long time no see, bro. Glad to see you back. It's hard to get guys back. That's how you know you got a good channel, when guys come back multiple years. I got over 30 guys, 35 guys that I've been seeing for 3 years now, and they on every stream.
Conscious Machine says
Trevor or Baker. Love injury question. Man,
I really like Trevor
for the 3rd and 4th quadrants, but I would definitely say Baker right now. I got to go with Baker for week 2.
Got another super
chat in the building. What's going on with your powerhouse? He says Dobbins is a waste, not 100%, not 100% for another year. You could be right. But I got to give him respect, man. He had a good game, you know. So I'm willing to see what happens. He's on my radar. I'm willing to pick him up off waivers if I need a running back. Jefferson says Dobbins for Kyler Murray. No, keep Kyler Murray. Unless you had another good backup quarterback or something like that. Nifty says Zamir White looked nasty. Yeah, man, it don't look good.
Yeah, it don't look good at all.
That's that's one of the ones I'm on. He was on my 70% list. So it looks like that's gonna be knocking that down. I mean, I got 24 guys on that list, but he don't look good. He fumbled, so we're gonna have to wait it out and see. Don't drop him. We got another super chat in the building. We got Chris Vela. What's up, bruh? I see you. He says Bigsby worth second waiver pick. I'm stacked in wild. Yes, you gotta get Bigsby should not be on your waivers. Bigsby should not be on your waivers.
Appreciate the super chat, bro.
Jim C. established 1980. He said, what do you think of Garrett Wilson and George Pickens this season? I think they're going to be hyper-targeted, so they are great, at least wide receiver 2s, possibly wide receiver 1s. I'm starting them every week.
Appreciate you being here, Jim
C. Jefferson, he says, what's up, TD? I have Murray and being offered Dobbins for him. No, don't do it, Jefferson. Don't do it. Keep Murray.
Unless you got another
big time, like a really good backup quarterback. TZG, man, says likely if he pans out, he can be a league winner. I think so too. Especially him coming off, like he wasn't even really drafted. Ethan says I was big on Chigo. Yeah, and he had that catch at the end of the game. That was good. Guy in the offseason, and I'm going to lie, I like what I saw out of him. I'm not going to lie, I like what I saw out of him, and I think he can be a guy that wins you a week. He could be.
He could be. Andrew Hicks
says, what about Jalen McMillan, Tampa Bay wide receiver? Man, he's out there getting targets. That's all I can say. Stash, dynasty, buy. Other than that, I don't think you starting him over any of your studs. So, a deep flex play.
Thoughts on Kincaid?
We got TZ says thoughts on Kincaid. We gotta wait and see, man. I'm not gonna drop him for 4 weeks, but it didn't look good. I'm pretty sure they're gonna use him because they drafted him in the first round. So I would just hold on to him, man, and just start him. It's the tight end position. It doesn't matter as much.
Slick Rick says if
Connor goes down, Arizona will use a running back by committee, right? But you want to give a chance for Trey Benson if he's explosive to see. Right, I don't think that they're gonna be playing all. I think Trey Benson is gonna have the opportunity. If he's not that good, they will move on. So I would rather hold on to Trey in case I know Connor's gonna miss a game. So I would like to see Trey when that happens. Jawan Allen, one of my loyal subscribers, he said, "You think Lazard has found his way finally, or is he fool's gold?" I think he's a good player to play if you don't need a wide receiver. That's all he is. I don't think he's nothing special, but he's the number 2 wide receiver on the team, so certain targets going to come his way.
With 440
says, is Isaiah likely worth my number 1 waiver spot if I have Travis Kelce, or should I not panic and trust Kelce rest if the way? So it depends on what you need. If you don't need nothing else, then pick up likely. Don't let nobody else get likely. You pick up likely and you trade them to somebody. Don't let nobody else get them if you got a good team. If you need other team players, just don't pick up likely. Then you need a running back, and then you can't get one because somebody else picked up JK. So that's what you got to balance in your mind. I'm good. My team is good. I got Travis Kelce. That's the only kind of weak link from week 1. Then just pick up likely and hold on to Travis Kelce and try to get likely in your lineup if you can at a flex play. And if not, just hold on to him and see what you can do. But don't let him, just don't say, well, I ain't gonna do nothing. Then let somebody else pick him up. That he's too juicy out there on the waivers just not to do anything.
Andrew Hicks says also got
Bucky Irving. Yes, Bucky Irving is pushing Rashad White. He's pushing him for the starting role. Brandon says, TD, what up? You too. J-Mo came through for your boy. Breakout season. Yes, sir. Good job, bro. Yes, sir. Tyler Sperry says, if you lost A-Chain, who would you grab running back wise? Amon, guy like Madison. No. I would probably try to get Mostert, but if Mostert's not there, I would try to get Jalen Wright. I would just go to the waiver wire and get a running back, a backup. If you don't have Wright and Madison, I mean, you can get Madison. I'm okay with that, but I'm not a big Madison guy. I would try to like to get Jalen Wright. Yeah, Brandon says that Jalen Wright is my number one ad since A-Chain might not play. Slick Rick says, go get Jalen Wright. Miami's running game was trash, and A-Chain and Raheem are both already banged up. Facts. Go get Wright. I agree with him on that. Kane comment said, is Walker okay? I don't know. I think he got like a hernia or something that's in his stomach. He's had that hernia problem before. To me, I'm playing Charbonnet. I got Charbonnet in a couple leagues. So I think he might miss a couple weeks with that hernia. Or whatever you call it, what happens in your stomach. Robert said, I told y'all was sleeping on Dobbins. You right. I know there's a couple of people been saying that, bro. I give you credit. Today I salute you, man. Good call. As in week 1. Elisa, what's going on? She says, hey, TD. Jefferson, Rice, or Devontae Smith. Pick 2, please. Thank you. I'm going to say Jefferson. Man, I hate to say it. I'm going to choose Rice over Devontae Smith, but I think it's even. Got another super chat in the building. R Flow, what's up, bro? Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Showing love. Showing love. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Jefferson and Rice. Rice and Devontae Smith are even, but I'm going to choose Rice because he's on a better offense, I would say. Both offenses are elite, but I'm going to go with Rice slightly. If you went with Devontae Smith, I wouldn't be mad at you. But definitely Jefferson. Got to get Jefferson on the field. Trayona says, how do you feel about Brandon Cooks and Tyler Lockett? And who would you rather start and have rest of the season? Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett. Scott Becker, what's up, bro? He said, would you pick up Madison or Bucky Irvin? I would probably pick up Bucky Irvin. Madison, man, I'm listen, I could be biased. I just don't think he's a great running back. He don't have the explosiveness. And Zamir White's still there. Zamir White can come back and have a great week of practice and then get a goal line touch and score. So I'm going to say Bucky Irvin for long term. I was thinking of dropping Marshawn Lowell for one of these running backs. Thanks, TD. If you need to start somebody, Madison would be the guy. But if you're not starting them, then I would hold on to Marshawn Lord or go to Bucky. But don't pick up Madison just to have him on the bench. It's a waste of a waiver wire pickup. You need to be picking. When you make these moves with guys like that, you need to be starting them immediately. That's the way I see it. I could be disingenuous to what you're really saying, so I try to give a bunch of different scenarios. Slick Rick says, Kansas City always double and triple team Andrews and leave other players open. Right. Likely was wide open in the flat. Baltimore doesn't play Kansas City every week. Facts. Will Hayes says, pick 1, PPR, Javonte Williams, Austin Eckler, or Chase Brown. That's tough. I guess I'm going to go with Javonte, the starting running back. Austin Eckler he's the second fiddle to Brian Robinson Jr., and Chase Brown is not getting enough carries with Zach Moss having a goal line touch and scoring. So I'm going to go with Javonte Williams, even though it doesn't look great. Those are the 3 other lesser evils. Robert says, yeah, Dalton was disappointing. Hope he bounces back. Jose Patino says, I have wide receivers Waddle and Dell as my top 2 wide receivers. Should I trade Waddle for Mike Evans? No. Keep Waddle. BG Bruh says, Javonte is my RB2. Should I trade Jonathan Brooks or Nick Chubb for help now? Yes. Yes, because it's going to be a running back by committee. Well, Javonte might get a couple goal line touches and have good games here and there, but I would try to go get somebody else. on waivers
or trade.
User 279 says a ad no one is talking about is DeMarcus Robinson while Puka's out. Yeah, I made a video on DeMarcus Robinson of waiver wires yesterday, and I talk about DeMarcus Robinson. Rock out. Appreciate the super chat, bro. He says pick up one. Rondell Robinson, T. Johnson, or Dortch. I'm going to say Greg Dortch. Appreciate the super chat, bro. Elliot says, what up, bro? How the new season treating you so far? Great. My teams look good. My predictions look good. I'm in the 70% of all my guys. Guys likely look good. Saquon look good. Lamar Jackson look good. AR look good. Everybody looking good. Mostly that I talked about. A-Chain had a good game, even though he's hurt, but he had a good game. Ethan says, TD, thanks for Rasheed, Brian Thomas Jr., and A-Chain. Those dudes really balled out for me. Thank you. Thank you for giving me credit. Those are the guys that I've been on. I love Brian Thomas Jr. all season. I actually like them over Neighbors, but Neighbors is a bet. Like, I got to give Neighbors his credit. He's like that. He just got a bad quarterback. A-Chain, when he's healthy, he gonna ball, and I don't care that he's missing a game. If he does miss a game, I know what he is when he's active, and I'm okay with that. And Rasheed balled out. Also, I talked about Brian Robinson Jr. over Austin Eckler. He balled out. User 279 says, I'm glad I got Mason a while back. Good job. Kenny says Lazard or Ty Chandler. It depends on what you need, Kenny. Lazard, if you are good at wide receivers and you're not going to start Lazard, really, you just want to have him on there in case you might need him in the future. I would maybe not. Maybe go with Ty Chandler, because if Aaron Jones goes down, then you got like a starting running back. So that's the decision. But if you need a wide receiver to start for you, your wide receiver 3 or 2 is not playing good, then maybe Lazard might be the guy. But I would rather stash Ty Chandler if I don't need neither one of them. I'm just going to have him on my bench. Running backs are always better stashers than wide receivers. 9 times out of 10. Rock out. Appreciate the super chat, bruh. Again, he says, how much fab you use for defense or weight? Once I know the defense is going to be elite and I know what they are, then I spend a little bit of fab for them. Once I know that, but I got to know that they're elite. I'm not going to go spin it just out of nowhere. So maybe it could be a little early right now, but it's a couple of defenses that I do believe is elite. Would I spend a lot of fab for the New England Patriots? No, but that's the defense I think people should be picking up off waivers. It's the New England defense. Nobody was really high on that defense. That defense is going to be like that. That's a top 5 defense as long as they're healthy. Slick says Lazard may be a great DFS play this weekend at his cheap price. Right. Chris says, I traded Christian Watson for Pollard and Dynasty right on time. Good job, bruh. Good job. Jose Patino says, Waddle for Mike Evans. Would appreciate any feedback, chat. Thank you. No. I'm keeping Waddle. User 279 says, Tank Bigsby looked like a solid pickup. Yes, and I told people about Tank Bigsby as a backup handcuff. He's not a squeeze yet, but it looks like it could be a squeeze. But I love Tank Bigsby. Brandon says, don't forget about Braylon Allen, especially if Aaron can only throw left now. Breach could get hurt. Facts. Great handcuff. That's why I've been telling everybody about Braylon Allen. That's kind of why I moved Breach down for my number 2 running back all the way down to my number 5 running back, because Braylon Allen is there, and also the offense. Dragon says Lazard is back with Rodgers. People forgetting the chemistry. Right, they got great chemistry. Rail says, I got a Doomsday Ridley Watson on the bench. Would you drop any of them for Lazard? You could do Watson maybe, but no, I wouldn't drop any of those guys. I would keep a Doomsday Ridley and Watson for right now, for this week. I'm not gonna drop somebody who can be good for me later. Brandon says Marshawn Lord will be back soon. User 279 says, TD, you think I should squeeze the 49ers wide receivers? I got a chance to. Yes, I would. That's how I like to play that team. Like Debo and IU. Yes, I would squeeze, especially with CMC being out. Coach Cheese says, what you think about DJ Moore? I think he's a great wide receiver. I wouldn't say great, a good wide receiver, but I need to see his quarterback be better. And I think his quarterback is going to take his quarterback a little bit of time.
So he might start off slow.
In the first quadrant. Elliot says, I'm going to be more active now that the season started. Right. That's all good, bro. It's all good. R-Flow says, what up, bro? Drop Chuba Hubbard for Titans Bigsby? Yeah, I think I would say that. I think Chuba can be okay, man. I just can't wait on. I'm not gonna tell y'all to sit and wait on that Carolina offense. That might take you 7 to 8 weeks before somebody actually good going and you can trust it and start them. Best ball is different, but to start them in redraft, that's gonna be tough. But yes, I would drop Chuba for Titans Bigsby if that's the only guy that I could drop. I would want to keep the running back, but if that's the only guy, that's the weakest guy on your team, yeah. ETN is one of my starters, right? Okay, yeah, you definitely need Tank. I also have Chase Brown, Mixon, and Jordan Mason. Okay, you got a solid team, bro. Rock out with another super chat. He killing it today. He says, what want to do with Puka trade if possible or ride out? Okay, what to do with Puka trade if possible or ride out? Depends on what you're getting for Puka, man. I haven't saw. But I would, if you're getting somebody like,
I don't know.
I don't want to say Jamar Chase, right? Because that's easy. But Amon-Ra, maybe Garrett Wilson, maybe. If you don't want to wait on Puka. If you got a team that you can wait on them, I will wait on them. But it just depends on who the wide receiver is, bruh. It just depends on who the wide receiver is. Another super chat in the building. All Flow says cutting edge content. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Harami says start Shakir this week. Hesitant. He only had 3 targets. Nah, I wouldn't start him. I mean, we're going to have to keep waiting for this team, man, to see what's going to happen on Buffalo, the receiving threats. Between Kincaid and Keon, we're going to have to wait and see, man. I wouldn't start Shakir. I would go to somebody else. Powerhouse says, how much would you spend on your budget on Dobbins? So, say I got $100, and I want him to see if I'm going to start him. I don't know if I'm going to start him, but I want to try to get him. Out of $100, probably 15 to 20 bucks, 15 to 20 bucks, which is like almost 20% of your fab. So 20% of your fab. Danny, what's up, Danny? He says, how was Dobbins not drafted in every one of my leagues he was? I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't draft him. I didn't personally. I don't know if he was drafted in all the leagues. I haven't went through all my leagues to see if he was there, if he was picked up after the draft. I don't know. But I didn't draft him. Arfo said, you going after the DC? You going after the CMC? No, I don't know if you're asking if I want CMC, but no, I'm not going after CMC. Danny says, also Joshua Palmer or Pickens for week 2. Pickens. Hold on to Josh Palmer. He got kicked out of the game. He's going to be okay. But yeah, I would say Pickens for week 2. Also says, you going after the CMC owner, okay. I have Jordan Mason on the bench. Yes, try to trade Mason to them if you don't need Mason, if he's going to be like a flex play, and see what you can get and cherry pick it. Don't give him away for a chopped liver. Make sure you get something good for him. Max the subscriber. Appreciate you, bro. He said, should I drop Curtis Samuel for Demarcus Robinson? It's only going to be while Puka's out. Curtis is going to have a role no matter what. But it's a lot of mouths to feed on Buffalo. I would say, yeah. But you got to start DeMarcus. If you're making that trade just to sit DeMarcus, I don't think you need to even keep him from anybody like that. So I would say, it just depends on what you're doing. If you need a wide receiver, yeah. But if you need to stash these guys just to see what's going to happen, I would say hold tight with Curtis. TZ says drop Chase Brown for Bigsby. No. Hold on to Chase Brown, and I would try to get Bigsby. If Zach Moss go down, Chase Brown could be a league winner. But I would definitely try to get Bigsby. I don't know what your team look like. Yes, keep Blake Corum. Robbie says keep Blake Corum. Yes, keep Blake Corum. Keep Blake Corum. Millie C. Demarcus Robinson. Yes, he is a waiver wire pickup. But if you pick him up, make sure you're going to use him. Because if you sit around and try to play matchups with him, he's never going to look good enough to play unless he go out and go crazy one week. So pick him up and just use him if you need a wide receiver. Go, no Billy. Jalen Wright to the damn moon. Yes, sir, with A-Chain. Have they ruled A-Chain out yet? Did they say he's automatically out? Brandon says Michael Wilson shouldn't be left on waivers. No, he shouldn't. Indeed, it just depends on what you got. I mean, some leagues he can be on the waivers. It just depends. Mo Green, what's up, bro? He says Biggs is on my waivers. Braylon Allen and Jonathan Brooks. Diggs is on. Okay, I don't know. He said Biggs. Bigsby. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely getting Bigsby. I'm definitely getting Bigsby. I would go with, I like Bigsby over Todd Chandler, but both of them got the same opportunity. Both of them are backups to guys who could be a little bit fragile. Miles, what's up, Miles? He said, is Cup worth trading for? Yes, it just depends. It just depends. It just depends on what you need. I mean, what you're trying to do, right? Just any player is worth trading for, but it just depends on what you're going to give up. Don't give up too much. He's an older guy. He could still get hurt. So it just depends, bro. Anthony says, what's good, my guy? Glad to be back. Yes, sir. Thoughts on, sir, I don't know what that means. The surf. I don't know what that means. Jefferson says, I have Burrow and Herbert. Yeah, you struggled a little bit. I think Burrow is going to be okay when Jamar Chase comes back and be healthy and T. Higgins comes back, and Herbert's going to be okay too. Contra Machine says, shout out to Nico. He balled out and improved himself. Yes. With no touchdowns, he led the team in targets, man. I agree. Drop Kincaid for Likely? No, I wouldn't drop Kincaid, but I would definitely pick up Likely. Hold on to Kincaid. Tron says, lost in Njoku. Would you pick up Rams tight end Parkinson? Someone drafted Likely. Yes. Yes, I will pick up and play Parkinson until Njoku comes back. Ethan says, for Dynasty, I drafted Tyrone Tracy in all my leagues. I like how he was on the field. That's all I could have asked for. Right. Facts. Dragonheart says, Jeff will. Okay, let me see. I lost my spot. All right, guys, I got a little bit more time. My phone is going dead, so I'm not gonna be able to be here that much longer. Dragon says Jeff Wilson Jr. and Jalen Wright has value if Mostert and A-Chain out for Thursday night. Right. I think Jalen Wright has the most value. Diggs or Worthy? I'm gonna stay with Diggs. Wilson is a returner too. Right. He is. But I still rather have Wright. Slasher says, I have J.K. Dobbins in 2 leagues. Should I start him over or Jerome Ford? Jerome Ford. I'm still starting Jerome Ford. Shawnee says, hey, TD, I'm picking up Alan Lazard. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Martin Galago says, C-Mac for Barkley. Yes, I'm doing that. I'm doing C-Mac for Barkley. Millie says, likely or Parkinson's. Likely. All day, Millie. Likely. Charlene says, I don't know who to drop, Hollywood, Curtis Samuel, or Mooney. They are on my bench. If I had to drop one of those guys, it would probably be Mooney because of Kirk Cousins. Guy says, okay, thanks as always. Anytime, bro. Anytime, bro. I appreciate you. Tron says, should I go for the Rams tight end or Lazard? Lawson Joker, and we need a tight end, but could use another solid receiver. Go for the tight end because you need one. You don't have another one. And then you can go find another wide receiver when it turns green bean. Harami says, I think Kincaid does well this week, hopefully. Brandon says, who is the backup tight end in Dallas? Schumacher. I'm sure that he would be a good stream until Henderson's healthy. Right. Ferguson is healthy because Dak Prescott hyper targets his tight ends all the time. Mo Green says, Braylon Allen, Bigsby, and Jonathan Brooks are on waivers. My bench are Dobbs, Blake Horn, Marshawn Love. Bro, usually I don't read out your teams, but this ain't super long, but usually you have to be a member, Mo Green, for me to read out the list. Quarterback D. Jones just put up a claim for D. Carr. Okay. He just put up a claim for D. Carr. Yeah, that's a pretty good squad, bro. Stars Above the City says, I have the first waiver wire, and I'm picking up Dobbins because I have Walker and Swift, okay? Do you think Swift can bounce back, or was that week 1 going to be his norm? I think he's going to be okay, but top 24 running back, but not top 12. He will have a couple weeks where he can finish as the top 12, but I say more of a top 24 running back. But it's all about Caleb Williams getting better. Rockout says Jameson Williams filled in nicely with Higgins out in week 1. Yes. Good shit. Charlie says I have Amon-Ra St. Brown, London Cup, Pickens as my starters. Killing it. Ethan says right now is the perfect time to fleece people that panic after one bad game. Right. Siobhan says, what do you think of Njoku's injury? I'm stashing him, waiting on him to get healthy. I think he was about to be the tight end 2 or 3 for the week. He already had like 4 catches for 40. I think he was gonna go for like 7 or 8 catches for like 70, 80 yards, maybe a TD. Now Eric says drop Deontay for the Lazard. No, I wouldn't drop Deontay, not yet. You gotta wait at least 3 to 4 weeks for that type of capital. Crooner says my buddy is offering me Tyreek for CMC. Is that risky or instant take? Yeah, I'm taking Tyreek all day, man. I'm doing that. Rev says drop Eckler for Bigsby. Yeah, if you needed to. If that's the weakest player on your team. MHJ and St. Brown will bounce back this week. Arizona home open, and they will get him targeted to hype the crowd out. Hopefully, man. Hopefully. Crooner says Tyreek for CMC. Do I accept the trade, big dog? Yes, sir. You do that. Brandon says Justice Hill will be slept on until he retires, right? Because it's his role. He's a satellite back. Mr. Tuya says, how much fab would you spend on likely percentage-wise? If you need to start him immediately as a tight end, and he's going to be your best tight end, I would say 40% of your fab. 40% of your fab. Ethan says, I just looked the channel up on a new account on YouTube, and when I type fantasy go, it was the first to pop up. Just wanted to let you know I thought that was cool. No, that's good, man. I'm glad you told me that. That lets me know I'm in the algorithms. I'm in the algorithm. Yes, sir. Brandon says, I'm still on Dalvin Cook. Just waiting for him to write news before I pick him up. Bro, you could be right. I can't be on every player. Dalvin Cook could hit, but I can't be on him. So I'm gonna give you credit if he hit, bro. Hey, A-Game Grizzle, what's up, bro? He says, yo, TD, I need 2 people to drop out of Caleb, Palmer, JSN, Polk. I'm trying to get Baker, Shaheed, or Tank. Still got Stafford. I think you got to drop Polk and Palmer. You got Baker, right? You still got... Okay, I'm trying to get Baker. Okay. I still don't... I'm not going to tell you... damn. If you can get Baker, then drop Caleb. Because you already got Stafford. Me, I will hold on to Stafford. And you can't have 3 quarterbacks on a single quarterback league. So Baker right now is better than Caleb, but I don't feel great about saying that. But I got to give Baker his credit. So I would drop Polk and probably Caleb, but it's close between Caleb and Palmer. Jefferson says, drop Blake Corn for likely. I have Kincaid. Yes. I mean, if that's the weakest player on your team, I'm always going to tell y'all that. I always try to drop the weakest player on your team that you don't need. But I would like to keep Blake Corn in case something happens to Kyron, which Kyron missed 4 games last season, so you got to be careful with that. But I'm definitely picking up likely. I'm not going to leave him on waivers. Marvin Harrison or DJ Moore? That's a good one, Jared. That's a good one. Between Marvin and Harrison and DJ Moore, I guess I'll go with Marvin slightly off the hair off of my chinny chin chin. Slightly. King says, you think Pierce is for real? Yes, because of Anthony Richardson with that deep ball. He going to hit deep balls all year. That arm is so strong, and Alex can get behind the defense. That's what he was good at in Cincinnati. So, yeah, I think he's for real. I'm not saying he's a big-time waiver wire, but I'm definitely not leaving him on the waivers if I can help it. Charlene says, thanks. Anytime, Charlene. Mo Green says, okay, thanks, TD. Good looking. Anytime. Steven Drakes, what's up, bro? He says, would you flex Pittman or Jerome Ford, half-point PPR? I'm going with Michael Pittman over Jerome Ford. I love Ford, but Pittman is the #1 on that team. Siobhan says, exactly, TD. Keeping Njoku on my bench till he heals and we'll okay Pitts. And we'll okay Pitts in the tight end spot. Thanks, TD. Anytime. Jonathan Santiago, he says, drafted Dobbins but left him on my bench. That's okay. Sometimes it's just good about having a guy. I left Likely on a couple. Was it Likely? No, it's Shaheed. I left Shaheed, and I did leave Likely on one of my benches too. Don says, yeah, usually I don't know you have a live stream until you're almost done. This time I saw it early because the algorithms looked out. Okay. Yeah, guys, listen, all you got to do sometimes go to the notification bell, hit it, and go to personalized and go back to all. Make sure you always go to all, but sometimes you got to go back to the notifications and redo them. YouTube is funny like that. Harami says, Baker's man says, get the last laugh. Cleveland is a mess. Good on him for getting a better opportunity. That's how life works. When one door closes, another door opens. Facts, Harambe. A-Gang Grimzo says, appreciate it. I was just going to keep Baker and Stafford around until Caleb become playable. Right, and that makes sense to me. I don't feel great about telling you to get rid of Caleb. I don't feel great about this. So I will hold on to those guys because you don't want nobody else picking up Caleb and then he get hot and then be good in the 4th quadrant. Tron says, what do you think about Jaden Daniels? I think he has the potential to be a league winner. He is a league winner. He's going to be a top 5 quarterback with that rushing upside, as long as he stays healthy. That's the #1 thing, staying healthy. I think he has the potential to be a league winner, the new Justin Fields, but a better passer. Facts. Eric B says, thanks, TD. Anytime, bruh. Durf Boy, what's up? He says, bruh, Jordan almost got me a comeback victory. I lost by 1 point. I'm sick. Yeah, man, it happens. But it's week 1. It doesn't matter. You're going to be better next week. I would love to go undefeated, but I've never been undefeated on the team. So don't look to be undefeated. Look to win the championship.
Harami said,
Says, we appreciate you, TD. Yes, I appreciate y'all more. Drop corn for Bigsby. I wouldn't do it. If that's the weakest player on your team and you feel good about Corum, you can do it. But this is what I say: if you drop Corum and Kyron get hurt, don't be like, man, I made a mistake. You can't play that hindsight stuff. If you drop Corum, be okay with it and move forward. Me, I'm not going to drop Corum. I would try not to, but I definitely love Bigsby. I think Travis Etienne is a top 5 running back. So will Bigsby ever get that type of run? I don't know. But I know if something happens to Travis Etienne, Bigsby is a league winner. Jordan says, should I keep Tychell in roster? Yes, you should. I always keep backup running backs roster. Shawty says, I have Jaden Daniels on my bench and started Kyler. It's fine. Now you know what to do. Next week, you can go and start Jaden. Harami says, I'm thinking they use him now with an injured Puka. Right. They could. They could. They definitely using the tight end. Travis Looney in the building. What's up, bruh? Glad to see you here.
Nikki said, drop
Cord or Spears for Bigsby or Bucky Urban. I think, man, what you're doing is tomato. I'm not dropping neither one of those guys. Corum is the backup to Kyron. Spears is the backup to Tony Pollard. Bigsby is the backup to ETN. Bucky is maybe the
fighting Rashad
White. You're gonna have to make that decision, bro, because they all the same players. Who do you think has more upside if they start? That's what I would tell you.
It's up to you. All these guys, none of
These guys are starting immediately. So all of them are backups. Bucky Irvin might have the better role right now. He might be a squeeze.
Harami says, I scoop
Bucky, he's special.
Dirk Boy says,
do you think Ronnie Rivers will leapfrog Corum? No, I don't think so. I know he was getting out to the field because he's a quick guy, but he ain't leapfrogging Corum. Now, could it change week 2? He could come out there and have a couple big runs. It could change.
All right, guys. Well, look,
I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. I appreciate everybody for the super chat. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you hit your waivers up tonight. Go down with the ship and do what you got to do. Last one. Jared says, good insight on DJ Moore. Thanks. My other team, I'm torn between Jalen Waddle or Keenan Allen. You keeping Jalen Waddle. Keenan Allen is the guy. Whatever you're going to do it to Keenan Allen. Don't do it to Waddle. I like Allen for being doable. Last season put up big points, right. But Waddle, you definitely can't do nothing with Waddle. Waddle is him. Corum has the most upside, but Irving already getting touches. Facts. R Flow, appreciate another super chat. He says, offer Jordan Mason and Keenan Allen for Brandon Ayuk. I got Debo. If you don't need a running back, bruh, I would do it. If you don't need a running back, like you're not starting Jordan Mason as your RB1 or RB2, then hell yeah, I'm going to get Brandon Ayuk and squeezing that. And then I got Debo and Ayuk. I got a part of that offense that's out there. Maybe Mason don't have that every week. Maybe he don't. I don't know how good he is, right? We haven't seen him play multiple games. Well, we know what Debo and Ayuk is. So, yes, if you don't need Mason to start for you for RB1 or RB2 and you just got him as a flex play or a luxury guy on your team and you try to make a move with him, I love picking up Brandon Ayuk or, and then having Debo and Ayuk.
We got a new
member in the house. King Yosef. Appreciate you, bro. Millie says, do you think Jonnu is worth a stash? No, I do not. I don't think he's worth a stash. You should be stashing running backs. All right, guys. I'll see y'all later. Peace.